Welcome home, brave heroes. Come in, step out of the cold. I have a bit of a tale for you. I usually don't tell this tale, but I don't have a lot of TTRPG dice. That's probably evident because some of you know I don't play a lot of TTRPGs, and I would rather things like that go into more deserving hands that will use them and respect them a little bit more. Now, that's not any excuse not to collect TTRPG dice. There are a ton of very cool dice out there, and I am a lover of shiny trinkets as well. Having said that, once in a great while, I will come across a set that necessitates me wanting to play a game just so I can use the dice. And I could not turn down Dice Nest's offer to show you their wonderful newest set for which they are running a crowdfund campaign right now called Fate Arsenal. This will be your fate. Fate Arsenal from Dice Nest. You might feel or hear a slight whirring sound from inside the box. No worries. As soon as I open it, it will be evident why that is. From the second you open this lid, you'll see that words are not needed to convey why these dice are different than anything else you could possibly have in your collection. And yes, these are dice, not miniaturized weapons, although you could use them for that because they're all metal. They feel very heavy and feel very dangerous in the hand. Their weight is substantial, so while we have a variety of mechanisms to achieve our desired numbers in performing skill tests and combating our foes, you will want to make sure you are rolling these on something with a felt or neoprene bottom, some kind of a dice tray. Presentations aside, each one of these dice is actually a presentation in and of itself. Now, these are part of a crowdfund, and the link is in the description below, but I'll go ahead and tell you now that a set of dice like this looks like it should break the bank. By rights, it looks like it should be an expensive set. I was pretty shocked to learn that this set is just $49 USD. Maybe you don't have $50 to spend on a dice set, but that's still astronomically lower than what I was thinking these would be. And this isn't the only set they have. They actually have 4 different sets. They all follow the same shape and sculpts, if you will, of these, but the coloration is slightly different. We'll take a look at that over on their actual crowdfund page shortly. These were manufactured in Japan, and they were shipped to me from a US distributor in advance of the Kickstarter campaign closing. It has already met its funding goal, so really now it's just a matter of pre-ordering these at your leisure. Well, not at your leisure. You'll want to act quickly. You'll find that it closes near the end of January. So what do these guys look like when you actually use them? Well, each one is named for and kind of sculpted in the theme of a specific different TTRPG classical job class. That was a mouthful. And they're all a little bit different. This is our D20. It has been relegated to a spinner that has a bow, which is just one of the coolest looking things ever. The only con here, and it is a legitimate con for my situation, is that you'll want to make sure whatever you set this on in order to spin it, that you're nice and level. Otherwise, it's going to have a bias and always point towards the same sort of direction. Now, this shouldn't be too much of a problem regardless because these numbers are nice and balanced around this wheel. You don't have like higher numbers in one section, lower in another. It's all distributed out. But in the case of this room, it's just very, very slightly tilted. And so the arrow is going to want to point this way after I spin it. But I'll give it a light spin there. And you could see for yourself kind of where it wants to swing. It actually goes back. What did we land on? That was an 11. You can give this a really strong spin too. Hold on to it if you want, or just let it travel a little bit. And everybody can wait with bated breath around the spinner to see where it lands. And hum and haw like you're watching Wheel of Fortune. We got a 12 that time. Or Wheel of Misfortune, am I right? This is the most classic shape. This is the D12 of the lot, and it just has its numbers very prettily engraved on these lovely designed faces. It does feel, again, very heavy. It's going to thunk on your table. I've got this neoprene map mat guarding the cheap wood of my gaming table, so this isn't going to damage anything here, but every time I drop it, you can hear it. You can probably hear it from outside the room, too. Definitely the most balanced of all the dice here. Although you can't get these in singles, it looks like you can only get them. Well, no, that's not right. You have options. You have options if you don't want to buy the entire set. So do check out the different tiers in the crowdfund in the link below. But I was going to say this is the one out of all this set that you would want to have if you were wanting to keep it classy, but still demand presence at the table. More than anything, this next die acts like an 8-sided dice, although it does technically have 12 results on which it can land. And the result will be the number, obviously, that's going to be pointing up towards the top. But because it has 12 of these, 4 of these are R's. And I have to guess that that means reroll. But you could also make it mean just use the number to the right, because you might reroll several times and get a bunch of R's. I rolled a 3 that time, and if I had one complaint, it is that on some of these dice, you kind of have to peer at the number. Sometimes it's very clear, like that was a 4 immediately. It was even facing me, and that's a 4. And then this next one, it better not be a 4. It's an R. But some of the numbers on some of the faces of some of these dice, they're a little bit muddy. Not so for this next one. This is the stand-in for our D4, and it looks like an amazing mace weapon. You actually hold it and spin it, and you can decide, session 0, which way you're going to hold this to get the legitimate result. You could also just toss it on the table. That'll work just fine too. We got a 3 that time and a 4 that time. But instead of tossing it, you can give it a spin. It does have bearings. It feels smooth in the hand. We got a 3 that time. And hopefully we're not going to get we got a 1. So that's how you know it's balanced. I will say you have to be very cautious. My wife literally opened the box, took this one out first thing, and had her thumb too close to the bottom edge of this, which is legitimately sharp. And when she moved to spin it, she actually drew blood scraping her knuckle. So that is something you do have to be wary of. They are metal. They can hurt. But the spikes on this spike ball, while they are pointy, they're actually not as pointy as most of Games Workshop's plastic model bits off of their sprues. So this has actually less of a chance of harming you. Our last 3 dice are all tops, and they all feel like tops. I mean, they're pretty smooth. They're going to be a lot of fun to get results on. That's a 4, and then that's a 5. Not much to say here, but that is very entertaining and just really visually rewarding to see. 2 of these look so much alike, and that's because this one is our D10. The numbers are inset, slightly different. This guy is very hefty, and he's a little bit harder to spin, and it's not as fun watching him get to his result. This is a case where the number is a little bit muddied. That's actually a 50, so this is our percentile dice. Although I did call it a D10 because our percentile dice typically has 10 sides. This actually says 10, but you do have your 0, 0 side right there. And then finally, this is the one you're going to use the most because this is the D6, and it looks like a top, and it also looks like it belongs on the construction site. But the numbers are engraved on both sides of this, so you can actually toss it. You can spin it from the pointy side up and get a legitimate result, or you can spin it pointy side down and get a legitimate result. There's probably one way that this is intended to be used, but I'm here to let you know you can use it any of these 3 ways, and I actually find it spins the best on the rounded bottom part. And yeah, being the D6, you'll probably use this one more than anything. 5. I do kind of wish the numbers were facing me if they were tilted up, so all facing inwards instead of outwards. But these are paltry complaints that don't matter in the long run. So yes, $49 USD. There was an early bird tier for $45, so if that's still up, you might want to snatch that up while it's available. It's time for the full disclosure part of this video. I need to thank Dice Nest for offering and then sending me a set of these dice. This video is sponsored in that way. However, my opinions are my own, hence why you're getting full transparency over the finger injury of this one and the slight displeasure at the mudded numbers sculpt into some of the faces. And here it is. You did see that this has met its goal. It's at $2,000 pledged out of a $1,200 goal. They knew they were going to make that. That's not a lot of money. For me, by default, the Kickstarter amounts did show up in yen, so that's just something to keep in mind. When the pledge amount says 100 for the $1 no reward tier, it's not $100, it's 100 yen. The options include this rotating combo for 4,500 yen or $29 USD. You'll receive a matching pair consisting of 1D4 and 1D20. If you're a returning backer, then you can get this entire set for $45. Early bird, entire set for $45. It looks like there are 31 spots left out of 50 as of the time of this video. The war-treaded gray set is $49. The bronze corrosion set, $49. I should show you these over here. So we got the bronze corrosion set. The war-treaded gray is shown here. And actually, that is the set that I have, War-Treaded Gray. A bronze corrosion set. Actually, this here may be the bronze corrosion set. This one must be bronze corrosion, right? And then the brass shell set might be this one. They all look really good, but my favorite is the Bloodfield Silver set. This one looks awesome. Everything's got speckles of red on it. It's all battle worn and weary weaponry. All of these are $49 USD. There is a tier where you can claim all 4 sets for about $178 USD, which honestly is how much I thought one set would cost. I've gotten dice from Dice Nest before, and they're not cheap. You're paying for something that is very much crafted. So yeah, I'm shocked that these prices are what they are, but this also may be pretty exclusive to this crowdfund, and if these go retail, that might be a whole different story. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. Estimated delivery date for all this stuff is April 2026. Each of the dice have their own names, like the D4 is Axiom, the D6 is Hexblade, and so on. And there's some interesting designer notes here on the crowdfund page as well. There are stretch goals. At $2,500 USD, you will unlock the Red Dragon statue, which is a resin 3D printed unpainted statue. At $3,500 USD, the Red Dragon badge made of zinc alloy. At $5,000 USD, the original designed artwork, a 30 by 30 cm gold foil poster on thick cardstock, perfect for framing. All of these are just nice to haves. The core dice set is what you're really here for, but it's pretty cool. These are pretty neat ideas for stretch goals. I'd like to see you come up with a reward idea for a dice stretch goal that's not just more dice. And that's about all I have to say about it. So thank you very much to Simi over at Dice Nest for reaching out once again, and thank you all for your very kind attention. You'll have to let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Make sure you use the link in the description because it's an affiliate link, and every time you use that, I will stand to profit. I'm just being honest here, 100% transparency. I'll make money if you buy these dice through my link. Unless dice are very niche and really unique and original, and I'm not going to find any more like them. And I'm not talking about your standard RPG set that's just like 2 different colors that swirled. I actually find such things highly boring. I don't tend to keep TTRPG dice. I have a set that I got from Temu that's really, really small, and I think that that's really neat. I have my own set of TTRPG dice that I felt that I most strongly identified with, and now I have these, and I'm not going to let these go because these are just too dang cool. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next exciting adventure. Onward for now, brave heroes. Bye-bye.